Page 16, To Fly Like an Eagle. It's an interesting piece. Good luck with this one. 3/4 time. You have accidentals in places. We'll talk about those. And we're moving all over the place. So let's take this one hand at a time, make sure we got it first. Starting with the right hand. Now you'll notice at the beginning of this there's bass clef in both staves. That's okay. So that just means that first note in the upper staff is a B. Here. So play here. Fifth finger here. So you're starting down here. So it's 1, 2, 3. And then the next measure they give you a treble clef. Well, it's the same notes of B and E. And next measure you go up another octave, B and E. And then it's a G and a D. I can cover all the notes in those last two measures of the first line in one hand position. So that's what the chord is. So rather than here 5-1, I'm going to do a 4-1 and then a 2-5. I don't have to move the hand. I got to move the left hand. This helps me out a little bit. And then the bass clef comes back. You come back down here. So you're moving around, although you had a rest in the first line to give you a chance to move. 1, 2, 3, rest. So during the rest, and then when there's no rest here, you just lift up and move. Don't take forever to do it, because the beat has to be steady. But just lift up and move. You're here and then here. You might have to practice that. Don't be jerky about it or quick or nothing. Just lift up and move gently. And it's 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2. Then you get treble clef back for measure 9. You just come up here, just lift up. 1 and 2. Now lift up again. A and E. Then come back down. E flat. Now it's an A flat, E flat. That's not nice. I don't stay up here when I play. I mean, you can, but it can be a little dangerous. A little awkward, actually. It's not really that dangerous, I guess. I tend to come out when once I'm done, I get the hand, I don't need my thumb on it anymore, I come out. Here. And then the last line, you get bass clef again. I mean, you think, well, no, it's treble clef. No, they put a little bass clef in there. They're sneaky. Down here, the last line's the same as the first. Left hand's moving around too, wouldn't you know. Down here, CG, and then a CG up here. Now you get treble clef, CG, and then an EB. And there's no rest on these. You just lift up and move. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So I'm just lifting up and move each time. And then when you're done with the first line, you go back down here. Yeah, it's a pretty good move. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3. Now, an alternate fingering you can use here. You don't have to use 5 and 1 on everything. Is for the second line, rather than here, use 3 and 1. And then for the next measure, it's 5 and 2. The idea is I cover all those notes in that line in one hand position. You see there are different fingering styles, different ways of fingering things. And different people use different styles. They learn different styles. If you have different teachers, I've had multiple teachers, they taught me different styles of fingering. The one I use the most, the one that had the biggest impact on me, is the idea is I don't move my hands unless I have to. I move them as little as possible. Well, on the second line, all of these notes in that line I can cover in one hand position. Therefore, I'll do it. So I'll just do a 3-1 and then a 5-2. Now I don't have to move. It's not as much fun, maybe. I mean, you're welcome to move if you want to. The right hand's not moving around, so you can if you want to. It's just not necessary. And then for the next line, you can come back up here. And that's tied for 2 measures. So hang on to that for 6 counts. And then down here, it's an A flat, E flat. You can use second finger on the E flat if you want to. And that's tied for 2 measures. And then the last line, again, is the same as the first line. Sort of. Put the hands together. What could possibly go wrong? Here. 1, 2, Now you get a rest in the right hand. So really what you want to do is just get the right hand out of the way so your left hand can get up here. And then once you play that note, then you can move the right hand up. We like to move one hand at a time if we can help it, but we can't always do that. Here, why don't you do that? Second line, both hands got to come down. You just lift up and move them down. Good luck with that. So up here, and then here. You have to practice the move maybe because both hands are moving here. You just lift up and move. And then the third line, you're here. Remember the left hand's tied. Then here. Remember the left hand's tied. And then the last line is similar to the first. Except the left hand's tied. That's sort of the piece. You can add the slurs for the right hand. Just lift up before the slur and after the slur and all that stuff. Dynamic wise, you're loud, you have to decide what loud is. It's for the first and last lines, it's both hands. For the two middle lines, it's the right hand. So here at the beginning, it's just loud, whatever you think loud is. And then I would suggest in the second line, don't start loud and get very loud. Come down to moderately loud and go up to very loud, or up to loud and then back down. So that's where you're after. So you would see the hairpins. I look in the middle of them to see where I'm after, and that's my target. So here, those two notes. That's what, and then I come back down. Again. And moderately loud here. This is the right hand that we're doing this. Echo it soft, now moderately soft, and soft again, and retardando. And now we're loud. And that's both hands on that one. That's kind of neat. Really, you got to get to know the piece well enough that you're comfortable enough with it that you feel these dynamics more than anything else. Now, to help us fly like an eagle, they've added pedal. So let's talk about the pedal. At the beginning you have a choice here. You can push the notes down first and then the pedal. Here. That way you're starting the sound before you release the dampers. However, it's loud. So in this case you can push the pedal down with the note at the same time. That's okay. Just release the dampers right when you hit it. That's fine. So we can do that, and we're going to hold the pedal down all the way to the end of the line, and when I lift the hands up at the end of the line, I'm lifting the pedal up with them. So. Like that, and then a little silence. The little silence is when you're moving, and then here, there's no pedal on this, second line. And this, by the way, you're lifting up between these slurs in the right hand, but keep the left hand legato. So again. And the third line, you're here. And what we want to do is push the pedal down after you play the half note E in the right hand. Here, and hold it down for the next measure. And then lift it up after you play the notes in the third measure. See, we're tying it together. And then on the third measure, after I play the E, I push the pedal again, down again, and leave it down. And then I'll change the pedal. That is, let it up and push it right back down. After I play the first note in the last line, here. So I'm connecting the pedal. So the last two lines is this way. It's here, down, stay down, then up after I play them. Down. Now change it after I play the note. And then at the end, the pedal and the hands come up together at the end of 3 beats. Like so, and that's sort of the pedal. That's a nice effect. Speed-wise, well, it's majestic. You think about an eagle flying around there, and it's majestically flying around hunting for rodents or something. I don't know what it's doing. It's, what do you feel? They give us some metronome ideas of somewhere it's sort of... I just did play it all, didn't I? I'd like to play it with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms, and I can do the dynamics. I will do the pedaling to help show what that is. But so I'll give us 3 counts and let's try it together slowly. 1, ready, go. One, two, three.